So everyone on your team is so blessed to have you guys for sure.
Okay, you guys, I am going to start right on the bat. And I know we have several more. I think I put in, I put in the passcode, right? So it won't be beeping in. Okay, great. And as y'all saw, our team code, our Zoom ID code change, I actually got my own, so I will not be splitting with volleyball anymore. So this will be ours moving forward. That's why I went ahead and made a graphic there. But I'm going to just jump into it because I know we're going to talk about all the promos, all the things that we would normally start out with, and just really recognize. I know a lot of you already know Rhonda Coallier, but I'll give you just, what, and I'm going to even put Stacy and I, because we both kind of met her at the same time. And really just ever since meeting her, she's been one of the most genuine, wonderful people I've ever met in Isogenics. Every time I hear a name mentioned, it just gets better and better. Like deeper, I hear more of her story. I hear more of just how real she is of a person and how much of a connector she is. And every time she opens her mouth, I learn something new. But just really enjoy your energy because it's so positive and again, so real. But there's not anyone in the company that doesn't hear her name and just say something electric. So positive. So she's been here for 22 years. So a wealth of knowledge, experience, and to say just consistent as all get out. And all that, we're here. She is our upline. For those of you that don't have a clue what that is, don't worry about it. Because just know that, she's a part of our team. And ever since being involved has just been so integral in recognition and everything. So I know that that's a little bit longer, but we formed this bond in such a short time, but it just feels like I've known her forever. So Rhonda, I'm excited for you to just get to pour into our team and really light us up with everything that you're doing and you're excited about right now.
Thank you, Heather. You're amazing. I remember when I really first got to connect with you, and I was just like, wow, your power, your passion, you're so passionate about being a vehicle to bring forth information to people that is going to serve them. And that's really what this business is all about, and I'll just real quick tell my background, then you guys can jump in and ask questions. When I was introduced to Isogenics, you guys, um, I had been married and divorced in my early 20s, traveled all around the world. I had a really great, that's another story I'll tell another time. And then I got divorced, and then I got some really great jobs. I had some good jobs before I was married. I worked for Continental Airlines, and I love that. And then I got married. And then when I got divorced, I worked for Lancome Cosmetics. And when I was doing that, I got a phone call from my ex-husband who wanted me to move out to LA and run his company. And I turned him down for like 2 years straight. But you guys, we're in sales, and there's no one better than this, my ex-husband in sales. And he just never gave up on me. And he just kept calling me and calling me and calling me like every 3 or 4 months. Just, what are you doing? How's it going? What's new? You're going to come, you should be here. It's just, and it was timing, you guys. He called one time, and my boyfriend had just, pissed me off for the 10th time. And, my boss was just not treating me right, and the weather was horrible, and whatever. My bicycle had a flat tire. I don't know, but it was timing. And I said, I'm moving. I'm coming. I'm going to run your company. And I tell you that story because, you're going to get a lot of rejection in this business over and over and over and over and over and over. And my ex-husband taught me so much about sales. And I ended up working and running his company for like 8 years. And that company, Heather, was Dr. John Gray. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. And he had a seminar division where he would train and license marriage and family therapists. And so I ran that division. And so I learned so much from my ex-husband. I mean, my husband, when I was married to him, and then when I was divorced and running his company. So he's one of my dear people in my life that taught me so much. And as I was running that company with John Gray, all of a sudden, out of the blue, John Gray's like, okay, 7 years into it, he's like, okay, I'm going to shut the company down, and I'm going to go to India and like meditate for a year. And I was like, what? I like shocked, right? And I took a year off myself, got a severance package. I was just like trying to figure out, I was like 35, you guys. I was $40,000 in debt, $45,000 in debt. I'd had some great jobs. Nothing that paid me enough, that's for sure. Nothing that where I really felt fulfilled and like I was doing my purpose and passion, that's for sure. If you have that in your life right now, I am so happy for you. That is definitely something to be grateful for. Let's be grateful for everything that we have, whether it's enough or not. But I'm just saying, if you have in your life right now, like Heather, she loves what she does. Isogenics is another thing that fits in with her purpose and passion. If you don't have that yet, don't worry. You will find it. You will figure it out. And this might be it for you. So I took some time off to figure out what I was going to do, Heather. I meditated and I just spent some time and really thinking about what I was, it took a whole year. And I never forget, I crawled up into a tree in Santa Cruz, California, and I prayed to God and I said, tears just streaming down my face, just with deep yearning, like for God to work through me. I'm like, please, God. I mean, I'm not super religious. I just was just like, please work through me, God. Like, I want to be a vehicle for your love and your light and your wisdom in the world. And I want to bring good. I want you to bring good through me. I'll do anything, anything. Just show me what it is. And that was my prayer. And a couple of weeks later, I get a phone call from John Gray, who had left to go off and meditate. And he had called me up and told me about isogenics, Heather. And he said, da 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 da. He told me all about what happened to him. I'm down 20 pounds. I feel like a rock star. I feel 50 years younger, whatever, Seriously, he was fired up. Okay. And I was like, wow. And he's telling me about Renee and his wife. And the point is, he said to me this, you guys, and write this down if you like it, if it resonates with you. Okay. He called me up. He told me, he said, can I tell you something? I said, yeah. And he told me his story. So that's it. Just you call someone up. Can I tell you something? Can I tell you a story? Can I tell you something? Yeah. What's going on? And he said, da, 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 da. And he told me. And then he said, would you do me a favor? Would you do me a favor? Would you try the products and tell me how they work on you? Tell me if you like them. If you don't like them, you get your money back. So don't worry about it. But would you try them? I want to know. I want to start sharing this in the world, and I'm wanting all of my friends and family to try them and tell me how they work. So I was an instant yes, and I got the products, had amazing results. It was definitely something that I felt very passionate about because I really loved health and wellness. And I wanted to do this as a business. And I jumped in and I started to take a look at it, Heather. And I honestly, it was really hard for me. I'd never done sales really that much at all in my life. And I think we're selling all the time, but I never really did like sales. And I realized very quickly that I had a lot of growth to do. Okay. So that was in 2002. And I went to some events, you guys. Events are everything. They're everything. I mean, local events, the corporate events, they're everything. It's where people really get to see a bigger vision and a bigger possibility for their lives. And when I went to that event, Heather, probably just very much like you, when you go to that event and you see those people walking across the stage and you're like, wow, like that person's successful and that person's making how much? Wait, what? And you're just like, okay, so this opened up my eyes to a possibility for me, right? Of being able to replace my income and being able to make more money than my income and being able to not have to work for someone else and not only have 2 weeks off a year and only get paid for 40 hours of work. So it opened up my eyes, Heather, but I really struggled. And I say that to you guys just because it's my truth. And it was probably at least a good 5 years of really working on myself and really understanding, learning about network marketing, healing the part of me that didn't feel worthy and good enough, healing or figuring out how to deal with rejection and, how to do this. But year three, I'll say this, Heather, and then I'll turn it over to you. We can dive into some of the specifics. Year three, I was at a training, and I'm a real big law of attraction person. I'm a real big manifest stuff person. I'm a real big your thoughts create your reality person. I'm a real big emotional intelligence, person. I had really worked on a lot of that information, from 18 to right now, which is about 35, 36. Okay. So I had already been doing a lot of studying in that and working and creating the life that I wanted and believing that I could and believing that I was worth it and all of that. And so I was really doing all that work. I was learning about network marketing. I was showing up to events. I was investing money in in my business by going to events. And it was costly, I mean, it's like to go to an event, you got to get an airline ticket, you got to stay at the hotel. So I would stay at the hotels the furthest away, and I would stay with 5 people in the room, and all of that. And I didn't care. I would do whatever. I would have slept in my car, quite frankly. I didn't have to, but I would have, because I wanted what those people on that stage had. I had to have it. Like, that's the life I had to have. So 3 years in, I was sitting in front of a training, you guys, and you know, I just remember listening to this teacher talking about, this is how you talk about isogenics, and this is what you do, da da da, whatever he was saying, and I just had this epiphany. And the epiphany was so clear to me. It was like, you know what, Rhonda, you have to just absolutely commit and decide that you are doing this no matter what. And when I made that decision and that commitment, and I drew the line in the sand, that stopped me from then forward even having conversations about it's not working, or it's taking too long, or it's too hard, or any of that stuff, because A, I knew that would create my reality, and B, I just knew that it was going to take whatever it took. Like, my mantra was, I don't care how hard it is. I don't care how long it takes. And I don't care who goes faster than me. I'm doing this. So that's kind of where I was at about year 5, Heather. Year 3. Still really not have much growth going on. I was enrolling some people. There was starting to see, a little bit here and there, and income and money and stuff like that was starting to come in. I think I made 28,000 my first year. And that was had a lot to do with John Gray in that first year, because he was helping bring people in, not even underneath me, by the way. That's another story. But he was sharing PIBs with me because I was doing calls for him. So year 3, I made that decision. I drew the line in the sand. I wonder if anyone on the team feels like they want to draw the line in the sand, or they, like, if you feel like you want to have that life, and you feel like you want to draw that, you want to be committed to creating it no matter what it takes, just put a reaction up and be authentic. You might not be there yet. It's okay. For me, I had to have it. Like, I didn't see any other life that was even semi interesting to me after being exposed to this possibility, right? So that was the first part. What about that, Heather?
Uh, That's incredible. I mean, I know so many here resonate with that, and just it taking time, but knowing that you're in the right place. One thing that I want to point out is I continue to seek out the people that have that mentality. One for me with you and Stacy being on the call. I mean, it really is. If I get down, I don't let myself go deeper. And one
Mhm.
thing you said, your thoughts do create your reality, and that's something that you definitely live out. I mean, we all go through times where it's like we want to rip our hair out, but
Yes.
I'm surrounded with people that want to get creative, and it's like, and that's one thing I'll brag on this team in general. There's never been an issue of I want to quit. It's more just how are we going to figure it out? How we're going to figure it out? How do we do
Yes.
this? It's always problem solving, but showing up. Like, I still see the same faces that I've known and seen for a long time. And it's so encouraging because we have that gift, and look at what's filtered down. Look at what you've attracted for this many years moving forward, because so many of the different branches of our team are like this. So I love that that's your story. And I know that, there are people here that hear that. So I'm excited to kind of move from there. We are working on other people talking besides me on this team. So I do want to open it up because I know we have different people that have various kind of questions, and maybe that can get you to
Yeah.
track wherever you want to go. So I'm going to open it up to, it'll probably be Courtney going first. But I know Sarah, yeah,
Courtney.
yeah. But yeah, if y'all have questions, you're welcome to put them in the chat
Yeah.
and we can read them out, or you can just come off mute. This is pretty informal.
Hi, Rhonda.
Hey, girl.
How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
Same, always.
I love it.
Well, some things that I've heard from people on my team or our big team are if you could just give one tip for connecting with new people. Let's put I don't know who to talk to aside. What's your number one tip when connecting with a new person?
Ask questions. Yes, people love to talk about themselves. And if you are genuinely interested in other people, so you can open up a conversation with someone by asking about anything, maybe it's their shoes. I do that one a lot. Maybe it's, something else that you're seeing that they're eating or drinking or that they have. Maybe you just want to, are you from here? What are you doing? Just opening up questions. And like Heather said, be intentional with who you are wanting to connect with. Like, get really clear on, I want to connect with people who are really motivated to change their life. I want to connect with people that are really fired up about health and wellness. I want to connect with people that are positive. I want to connect with people that are givers. I want, so get really clear on that. But like in terms of connecting, for me, it's always questions and a lot of questions. And I'm learning that more and more, Courtney, that if I'm the one doing all the talking, that person is not really feeling connected to me. Although I think they are, because I'm sharing so much about me, but that's no, when they're talking and sharing, that's when that connection is really going to be there. So does that help, Courtney? I mean, it's all about the questions, right?
It does, and I think being genuine goes along with that.
Yes.
Not always just chasing the sale. I mean, the sale or, the enrollment will come, but we need to be genuine. And if you really want to do this, it's because you care about people.
Yes. And the way that I can easily like transition from just a casual connection to business or product is referral based type of questioning. So after I've made a little bit of a connection, I might say something like, gosh, Courtney, I so love your energy. I can tell, you're such a bright light in the world. I love connecting with people like you. I have a business that is growing and I am looking for I'll say I have a business that's growing. I would love to show it to you. You might know some people. I'm growing my team. You might know some people it might be a perfect fit for. I do that a lot if I'm going to be traveling. Like, and I see Stacy's on. Hi, Stacy girl. Love to hear from you and what because Stacy and Courtney and Heather, you guys are massive enrollers. And I see Janice Sullivan is on the line, and Janice is one of my first consultant and I won't say oldest, but my longest consultant in my team right here on the call with us. And so the referral-based questioning is great. I'm expanding my company in your area. I'm expanding my business in your area. Could I connect with you on social media, Courtney? And I'd love to just show you what we're doing and run it by you and see if you know someone who might be a fit. And just imagine how many eyes you could get on your business that way, because it is business. All business is conversation. Write that down. All business is conversation. And, if someone most people would say yes to that. Like, I don't think I've ever had anyone say, oh no, do not connect with me on social media, and talk to me about your business. Some people have said they're not on social media, and I would say, no problem. Can I get your cell phone? I'll text you next week. We can set up a quick time. I'd love to show you what we're doing. So that's a quick way to transition. That's how Kathy Cooper taught that to me. And it always made prospecting and recruiting and connecting a little bit easier for me to go through that referral approach. You have a network that I don't know, Courtney, and, I have an opportunity, and, I'm always looking for talent, and I'd love to show it to you, and possibly you can introduce me to some of the people in your network. As a business person, Courtney, how does that feel to you?
It feels great. I mean, it feels genuine, number one. It doesn't feel pushy. And to be honest with you, Kat, that's on this call, that's pretty much what I did with her. So welcome, Kat. We're glad you're here.
Hey, Kath. Where's Kath? Catherine?
Catherine.
Oh, hi,
I'm
Catherine.
here.
Oh, great, great. So Courtney, tell us a little bit about your connection and how you, spoke to Catherine and and then Catherine, if you wouldn't mind, just share a little bit about your experience on that.
Well, Catherine is, I call her Kat, but she's really new to Isogenics. She joined in with the gym challenge that Heather had at Flex. And really, it started with just trying to save her a little bit of money because she's ordering so much. I had her split her order.
Mm-hmm.
And she just approached me and said, I have a hairdresser that could be interested. I've been working with her on doing that. And then for the call today, it was just, hey, Kat, we've opened up our team call, to everyone. I'd love to have you on for support. I absolutely adore Rhonda. I think you'll take something away from it. And she said, I'll join.
That's fabulous. See, you guys, it's just direct. It's just authentic. It's just an invitation. That's so perfect. And Catherine, I'm so glad you got a chance to come on. And I'm really glad you have a coach like Courtney that can help you get the best advantage of your pricing on the products and be involved in the community as you desire. So I'm really glad you're on. And how long have you been on products?
A little over a month, probably.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, are you in a porch swing?
I am.
That just looks so yummy right now. I love it. It's so nice out. I want to sit outside later too. So, okay, about a month on the products. That's fantastic. And obviously you're ordering a lot because Courtney helped you figure out how to, split your order up and get some money back in your pocket, right?
Hmm.
Okay, fantastic. How did that feel? Were you glad that she was able to show you that?
Yeah, it's nice to be able to know kind of how to venture orders and stuff.
Yes.
It's always nice to save money.
Yeah, right. And get some money back because, you got that 20% back, right? If you split your products through some other, your family's accounts or whatever, right?
Hmm.
Okay, that's fantastic. Would you like more money back?
Yeah.
Right, why not, right? So, well, we're so excited for you. It just gets better and better. I'm telling you, on these products, it gets better and better and better. I've been here for 22 years. And I was just saying, after 7 years, I believe, I was like, I have a whole isogenics body. I lost about 9 pounds in my first month, but mostly for me, it's really about, Catherine, just being able to have that nutrition in my body, like that quality nutrition that Heather talks about in my body every single day. And knowing that it's handled, I don't have to figure it out, and being able to cleanse and get the stress down, it's such a comprehensive system. So I'm really excited for you. Do you want to share any of your successes so far or any of your future goals with us?
Yes. I mean, I probably lost at least 7 or 8 pounds so far in the first month or so.
Wow,
A lot
wow,
for
that
me is,
probably feels good.
yeah, and just handling, I have a autoimmune disorder. So just being able to handle that. And I have a little 6-month-old. So being able to have the ease of the shakes in the morning. So
6 months. Oh my goodness, this is so helpful for you.
yeah.
Saving you that time, saving you that energy of cooking, cleaning, prepping, shopping, da da da. You just make that shake, you get that nutrition in. You're passing on such great nutrition to your baby, and just being able to have that energy, it really floods your body, really feeds your body. So good for you.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. So what was what excited you the most when you first placed your order? Like, what were you wanting to create for yourself when you placed your order?
I think creating a better routine and just getting into a more healthy mindset. So we went through IVF. So for the last 2 or 3 years, just pumping a bunch of hormones into my body and having people before pregnancy. And then even now, like a week ago, I got asked if I was pregnant again. Because I still haven't lost all the baby weight, but just being able to kickstart that and saying, I'm going to work on this and I'm going to be healthier and have more energy for my daily job, but also for at home when I get home in the evening.
Right.
So it was exciting just to get on a on a better routine because we know with a newborn it's hard, but
Yeah.
having a morning routine and evening routine, which I'm still working on, but that's been helpful.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing that. That's a lot, it's a lot of new stuff for you, and your body went through so many changes. And, one of the greatest things is our community here. Honestly, you'll have so much support, Catherine, and obviously you have the best coach in Courtney, and just keep communicating with her about what you need. And we're so happy that you have this for yourself. It's going to make your life so much easier going forward. So congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So what I always tell all of my new product or my new customers, my new clients, I always help them with a possible text message that they could send out to some of their friends or family members in terms of inviting them to try the products with them. Why do I do that? I do that for a lot of reasons. Number one reason, really honestly, is having a few friends like or family members kind of jump on board and like do the next month with you, Catherine, will even motivate you more, to stick with it, to really get those new routines down. You could cheer each other on. I always say, if you really want to learn something, like teach it. So if you grab two people, right, and you say, okay, let's do this together, and then Courtney's telling you and you're telling them, and you're really learning a lot that way. And it doesn't take a lot of time to do that. There's a lot of videos and stuff that you use, but just doing it together. So the text message that I invite my customers to send out is just, hey, I found this nutritional program. I'm already down 7 pounds. Like, you could just talk about what you've already done. It's already saving me time in the morning with the baby and at night. And just speak about what you're experiencing. And then you could say, I'm looking for a couple friends to try it with me next month. Any interest in getting more energy and saving money and time? Something like that. So Courtney can help you with that. She can shoot you over a little fun little text message. You could send it out to some of your friends and colleagues, family members. And it's really, really, really fun when they come on board. Also, you'll make 20% back. And that's also fun. You get that cash back. And then we will help them, if they want, to also do the same thing. And if they do the same thing where they just send out like 5 or 6 or 7 text messages or 10, and they just invite their coworkers and their friends and their friends from, school, and, just everyone they can think of that they love. If they do that and they get 2 friends, you have an opportunity to really bring in some like serious cash, like more upwards of, $600 to $700,
Wow.
which would be great, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's what we like to help people do, you guys. And every one of you that are on here that are sharing Isogenics, that's what I've been doing. That's what I told Heather. I send the text message over to my customers. I send them a little video so they can send the video if their person is interested. And if they have questions, I just have them get on the phone with me. I'm happy to answer any questions and really show them. I bet, for me, I think there's a lot of moms that could really benefit. I know there are a lot of moms that can benefit from this. So I'm really happy for you, Catherine.
For
Thank
sure.
you.
You're
I
welcome.
love something you said, and I just wanted to really make that clear of, a lot of times I'll reach out to all kinds of people that I've put within my circle, and Rhonda's one of those people. But I know Stacy, Courtney, we all do the same when we're reaching out. But a lot of times we forget the basics of just being human and connecting. So going to Ronda and just saying, hey, what are you doing right now? Like, what are you sending right now? What are you doing? Especially when we have something like the challenges. Now, the reason I love the challenges that Isogenics puts on and the extra bonus is they give us the tracks to run on. So I knew the tracks to run on, but getting back to even making managers, having that happen just organically, by our love of the nutrition and knowing what we have, and then just merging that with opportunity, it's just getting some fresh verbiage. So again, sending that voice memo, and I'm happy to put that in the leaders chat, what she sent me, but it's also, we have this recording, what she just said, I'm listening to the way that she's saying it, just keeping it simple. And that's after, I am one of the top enrollers, and I consistently do that way, but I am always learning different postures, different ways, and I'm trying it out. I like to hear something and then just go use it. Because again, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, the wrong thing to the right person. So it's in using, different things like that. But also you can just hear how much she loves the products, just like I know all of us here do. We're very passionate about our products. And, I just said something like that today. And that's something that can just be regurgitated. But I also like that it's very directive too. You're telling people where to go. And that's something that I've learned really is a need right now when talking to people is tell them where to go, tell them what you're wanting from them. So that's something else that Rhonda, I love that you just said. It's, hey, get 2 friends because that's going to help you be more accountable. You're already saying it right away. You're getting the practice and you're getting the posture from the person that gave it to you. You're not trying to put out some script or anything. You're just literally repeating what was given to you and personalize it with that person. That feels really good too. It feels good
Yes.
to meet people where they are. And now I tell you, it feels even better to be able to help people financially. I thought like nutrition's my feet hit the ground with the nutrition and helping people on that level, but being able to just offer a solution to be able to stay on the products because they are convenient and we do want to service mamas. And I just realized I have a really big nurse population too within our team. So
Okay.
we're speaking to nurses, but definitely the moms. And somebody had a question on here, Rhonda, I was typing an answer, but you might want to speak to this too. How you would engage with newly pregnant women about the benefits. I really
Oh,
like how you answer some of these questions because I know you don't get into the science and stuff. You just
no.
really stick to the main thing. And so I just want to shut up and hear your response.
Oh, you're so great. I just love you, Heather. Okay, so how would I engage a newly pregnant woman about the benefits of the isogenics nutrition? I would ask her, how's your energy? Right? How's your sleep? Which I mean, are you getting, are you able to get some sleep in? How's your energy? How's your focus? How's it going for you? I imagine you have less time now to kind of prep and prepare food and nutrition. Are you finding it, challenging at all to stay on top of taking care of yourself now? Like ask some questions to determine how they're doing, um, so I would definitely just straight up ask them, and some people be like, oh gosh, I'm exhausted. I'm not sleeping. Of course, the baby's waking up. And then I would say, well, how are you doing with your food? Are you able to go and, cook and prep and clean and, prepare everything and get everything in for yourself 3 times a day? And, are you really nailing it with your nutrition? Because that'll help a lot. And they're gonna be like, no, I'm not, not able to do that probably. I mean, I would imagine a new mom, needs as much help as she can get. And so I would say something like, I have something that you might really, really benefit from. It'll help you get the nutrition in every day. I'd love to talk to you about it. I'd love to show it to you. It might be for you, might not be for you. But I've heard, I've helped my friend Tanya. I would tell a story. My friend Tanya, just had, she had a baby a while back, and I recommended my program to her. And, she was so grateful because not only did she start to lose the baby fat, but she started to get all the energy back that she was like so depleted from. And I remember she actually came to me after about 6 months on the product, and she said, I don't know what I would have done without this, extra nutrition and energy in my life. It was a lifesaver for me. So stories, true, authentic, stories are a great way to really connect with someone and share. Yeah, great. So you liked it. What'd you say there, Heather? Ah,
Oh yeah. I just, going back, you said always ask
yes.
questions. That's something that's really important to me. So just putting it back on them. So exactly what you just said. How's your energy? Anything to get them feeling, saying what their pain points are, and then
Yeah.
just show what we can do. So many times we forget how convenient this is, that we wouldn't be this consistent if we didn't have the convenience. And so I have people every day, clients are constantly asking me how they can get more protein in. And it's like, gosh, I have to just come down off mine. Cause it's so convenient for me. That's how I get it in. That's what I love. but if I'm gonna put something in my body every day, I'm gonna trust the company that I buy that from. You know,
Yeah.
the integrity of the company. And that's about as far as anything needs to go scientifically, yeah,
That's
that's
so true.
I'm a science nerd. It's more, and again, that's just putting it back on them, really listening and hearing the pain points. So I want to go to another question because I know we kind of went on
Yeah.
the direct to asking someone. Is there another question in any different area? I know we had several that had questions.
I see Dawn.
Dawn.
Hello. Hi.
Dawn.
Sorry, I'm on a treadmill. I'm all sweaty. I really don't want to show myself. But anyway, my question is twofold. One is I have a partner with a CrossFit gym that I'm no longer going to, but I'm set to meet with the owner. And going in before, I was talking to people about the brand partner program, but now that's not available, or it's on hold temporarily. So if I was going back, I'm going in there and I'm going to mention compensation and so forth. What's the approach now when I say, hey, you have a few minutes, we're going to sit down for like 10 minutes and talk about some of the science. She saw some of that, but really it's about how can she have that additional income stream into her gym? What would be the conversation now that it's not the brand partner?
Did you already talk, Dawn, that's such a great question. Thank you for bringing that up. Did you already talk to her about brand partner or no?
I have not talked to her about brand partner. I had a table there at her gym when she had a CrossFit
Okay.
Open, and they loved some of the stuff. She doesn't have. She only has a what we're calling it in her gym, a vending machine. That's all. So she really
Okay.
doesn't have anything she's offering. So I was gonna go from here you can have something offered to your clients as well as your trainers can offer and earn income without coming from you. It can then feed up to the gym. I was just trying to figure out what's really the best approach speaking to a gym owner.
Mm-hmm.
Heather is the one to answer that, I think.
I mean, I'll answer quick for you, Dawn. What I would suggest is one, connecting with someone like me that I can tell, from experience what's happened. But most of the faces you see on this call is because of what we started. And the thing is it doesn't matter what business plan you have, clients leave. And with this, you get to hold on to the client forever. You also get to impact them on a much deeper level without all of the knowledge. You have a team of people helping you, and you're offering it as an additional service to people that are already going to come to you as a trainer, as a gym owner, asking for your suggestions on supplements, asking for your suggestions on nutrition. They're going to people that they know, like, and trust. It only makes sense that you have a nutrition component. And if you don't get in, you're going to miss the boat, and you're going to be missing out where every other gym is partnered with some kind of supplement company and integrity of the company. You're looking then at financially speaking, we have one of the highest payout rates, even higher than Amazon. So you don't get that. Plus just the retention of the product is so much better than something that you're selling in your cooler. That's pretty much it. Is just this for that. It's a no-brainer for gym owners. And if they're looking at, well, I want to have a variety of things, well, then you're not looking at it from a business owner. And so that's why I really like to talk, to a gym owner. If you're looking at a business opportunity, this is the best business opportunity because you're giving them the best quality nutrition. It gets results. It gets results without all the time. And that's something that the gym owner is not going to have. They do not have copious amounts of time. They need something that's going to just coincide with what they're already doing. It's literally a conversation into a process. And that's something that I would be really clear is that we have systems and processes in place that makes this very simple for you to share with your clients, get them onboarded, get them into our coaching system, and then the right ones will continue to go, or they'll have great nutrition. And if they don't, our customer service is amazing. You don't have to be customer service for them. We have an awesome customer service, and you give them the number. And, that doesn't ever happen because our products are great, but that's what you get with us. And so just really laying out the concerns that we have, which is really just more time to do something that seems from the outside very time consuming and tedious because they're probably looking at your page or thinking that this is one of those things because they're making assumptions.
Okay. So really focus on the benefits of how we can how it's not going to take their time, how it's going to benefit their clients. Focus more on that than don't necessarily go into any of the compensation when I have that first conversation.
For
Okay.
sure, because there's no way to really explain. It depends on how they would set up their business. And that's where there's so many business owners like myself that have gyms that I would talk to a bunch of different ones and see how they set up that compensation. So for me, it was important that we all work together as building, but I would just ask the questions like, what would make you interested? What would change your mind about listening to something or partnering with something? What is important to you? Are they saying nutrition's important, like helping their people make transformation, or the money's important? And then I would just listen to that and go forward with that, because they might be saying, hey, I really want our clients to start having transformations, instead of like having all these injuries or not having the physiques that they want. So they leave the gym because they don't have the physique they want, which is a lot of clients that I pick up, from CrossFit. So it's really speaking their language, like talking right to where they're losing people. And you talk about the weight that they can add this service on and retain more and probably bring in more to their gym because they're getting total body transformations, which are why people join gyms or cheat,
Right.
and those aren't, it depends on who. CrossFit's not attracting that. They're attracting the people that want the competition. They want the healthy change. That's who they're going after. And so you're just showing that, hey, I'm the client that you attracted, but I found this. And had you had me, I would have stayed at this gym because I was missing this piece. Tell your story.
Yes. Yes. That's so good, Heather. They're recommending nutrition, or they're recommending products, or they're recommending what to eat and what not to eat and how to, they're making recommendations because I don't know, what is it, 80% of your results are going to be your diet, right? So being able to recommend something that is going to absolutely work and is proven to work, clinically proven to work, and instead of just sending their current customers to go buy stuff somewhere else, they can buy from them and get the results, get those transformations. That's what they want. So, and make more money
Yeah. And then I'd say one
without
more
a
way
lot
is
more
just
work.
hearing Rhonda, your response to this, then once you're in, because this is many of us, like then once they're in to the plan, so like talking to someone, not shying away from the products. One thing that I withstood when I started the gym was all the hate that it's like, no, they don't want to come in. Like Michael just had somebody tell him this a couple of weeks because they're scared we're going to make them do the shake thing. And I said, well, those aren't our people. I'm totally okay with that, so I mean, just literally, that's the next thing is I'm an all in, because it's not just the products, but it is now knowing the products, the compensation plan. So there is a business side of the mind that it's also like, okay, now I've partnered with a company that I know is not going to fail me on integrity. But on the other side of it, here's this, that's why I'm all in. I'm not going to let somebody have a Celsius in front of me and not say something. That's just going to be so I think that, like, Rhonda, maybe you can speak to that, because I know a lot of us are like, we think that we're crossing some ethical line to talk about something that's made from plants. I just had this conversation today with a client. I'm like, you're talking about a synthetic form of a pill versus a plant that might be affecting. Let's now like just get to rationalize where we just become excited about the products again, like something that's very holistic, that's very good for us, came in and we're still here years later. So what is it that gets you to be all in, where you don't ever negotiate or hear the people that are just constantly giving you complaints or constantly finding something wrong? That's kind of a psychological question, but also just how do you handle it with, I said, just not even have those people in your space anymore. We've talked about that. I used to get that all the time, and I realized it was me that healed. And so I don't really have that as much. I'm not attracting that, but we still get it. We still get these people that come in and that find all the bad things. So, how do you get to that all in mentality where you don't even hear it? And how you can always turn it into you always put a positive spin on it or turn it back on them.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And you guys, it's all just conversations. And, the way that, and Dawn, I'm so excited for you to talk to this gym owner, kind of plant some seeds with her. And if she is interested in learning more, like get her on the phone with Heather, let her have a conversation with Heather, Zoom with Heather. And she's such a great leader for you to, be able to, that you have, like, that's so huge to have Heather, to be able to talk to her about that. I'll say one thing, you guys, you know, for me, when I made that commitment or that decision and that commitment in my year 3, that I was doing this no matter what, and that I had to have it and that I would have it. And I, you know, I was never stopping, right? One of the things I learned is that showing up, and this is a good analogy for the gym too. It's like showing up and doing a little, or doing, you know, 10% versus 100% is better than not, right? So consistency is so vital in our business, and really learning to consistently connect with people, to consistently say, hey, I've got something, I'd love you to take a look at it. I don't know if it's for you or not, but it's changed my life. You know, I'm on a mission to make sure everyone knows. I mean, it's that simple. Like, and keeping it really simple in terms of reaching out to people, letting them know what you have, asking them to take a look, letting them know that what you're looking for, and being consistent with that. And it can get a little overwhelming in the beginning, because sometimes you feel like, I don't know what to say. So just make a simple statement that you enjoy saying, and use that statement over and over. Like I said, it could be, you know, hey, I found something. It's changed my life. It saved my mom's life. It's nutrition. I'd love to show it to you. I don't know if it's for you, but I'd love you to take a look. I'm on a mission to make sure everyone knows about this. Like, this is so transformative in my life. Oh, I want to make sure every single person I know knows about this. Can I shoot it over to you? Would you take a look and let me know if you have any questions? Ask that permission. So that consistency is so massive in our business, and making it very simple for our new, amazing, wonderful customers like Kat, who are starting to get some relief in their body and their energy, and making it so easy for them to, if they want, to send 10 text messages out to their friends and say, hey, I'm doing this. I'm already experiencing this and this. I'm looking for some friends to try it with me next month. You know, are you interested? That's it. You know, I'm doing a nutritional reset. I've already experienced da, da, da. I'm looking for some friends who want to do it with me next month. Are you interested? Question mark. You know, that could be the same post that goes on Facebook. It's that simple. You know, it doesn't have to be anything big. You know, John Gray just called me up and said, hey, can I tell you a story? That's what he said. Can I tell you a story? How many people on your phone could you call up and be like, hey, could I just tell you a story? Hey, oh my gosh, you got a minute? I got to run something by you. This is going to blow your mind. Right? It's just conversation. It's just business. And all business is conversation. I'll never forget. This is another epiphany in my whole build with Isogenics, you know, because I was like so afraid to bring it up and ask and talk to people. So I had to learn. And how did I learn? I learned by staying in the game. I learned by studying and trying and failing, and you know, being consistent and not being consistent, and then getting consistent again. Like, it was all messy, but you know, it's like, it's messy until it's not. You know, everything is messy in the beginning, you guys. And so this epiphany I had one time, I'll never forget it. I was driving from LA to Palm Springs with my boyfriend, and I don't know, we're going, I guess, Palm Springs for the weekend, right? And I'll never forget, like, his phone rang in the car, and it was like a Friday, probably around noon or something. We were getting out of town early, and his phone rang in the car, and he answered the phone, and it was some guy that he knew in New York. And the guy just started pitching him on something. He was just like, hey, Richard, oh, I'm so glad you answered. Hey, listen, I came across this deal. And now, meanwhile, yes, Richard is a businessman, and yes, this guy was a businessman. But my point is this, it was just a conversation. Right? It's not anything weird. Like, don't make it weird. Just make it a conversation. Hey, I found something. It's blowing my mind. I would love to show it to you. I think it would really impact your life. When do you have a few minutes? I can run it by you. Or can I shoot you a video? Will you check it out? Let me know if it, you know, ignites you in any way. You know, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to show the video and just ask people to take a look and say, does anything resonate with you? Does this excite you at all? I'm looking for people who really, really, really want to, you know, upgrade their life, you know. And so when that guy called and he just pitched my boyfriend just right out of the blue on a Friday at 11 o'clock, I was like, okay, that's it, like, but you have to remember, each of us, Melissa, I'm looking at you and I'm seeing you, and Michael, I see you, and Stacy, I don't see you, but I see your picture, and Peggy, and all of us, we all have our background, we all have our beliefs, we all have, different levels of skill set. But the point is this, I promise you, you can learn this. Okay. You can learn this, and you could take an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening, or, 15 minutes 4 times a day, and be consistent in your business, and learning and doing and learning. And like Heather said, Heather calls me, she hears something, she goes and tries it. And you can do that. And if you just stay that course, what ends up happening is you end up learning how to do this, and you end up attracting in people that are going to also learn how to do this with you. And you don't have to be the one that teaches them. Company teaches them, leaders teach them. You don't have to be the one. Our isogenicsbusiness.com teaches them. Going to events teaches them. So don't feel like I can't teach them. You don't have to. You don't have to teach them. Just be excited. Say, I'm doing this. I don't know how, but I'm doing it. And I'm going to figure this out, And so it was quite a journey for me, you guys. And when I got to the point where I was making 6 figures, I was so happy. I was so grateful. I love helping people with their health, with their mindset, with healing, with growing, with their bank accounts, with their, anything they're struggling with. I love that. I love growing. So if you feel like that's you, this is such a perfect fit, because you can learn this over time. Just be committed that no matter what, you're going to do it. Like, you're just going to keep going. It takes time. That's the hardest part. It takes time. But what else is going to give you this type of return on your time? ROI, baby. Like, what are you going to do? Like, I was working 40 hours a week. I made a paycheck. I couldn't get paid for 800 hours a week. I didn't have 800 hours a week to work. But eventually I had 800 people in my downline all working 1 hour. That's 800 hours. Now I'm working 800 hours. That's leverage, you guys. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, but some of you guys are new. And I just want you to understand that for me, I was $40,000, $45,000 in debt. I had no money saved for my retirement. I never made enough money to live the life I wanted to live. And I thought, God, what was I going to do? How was I going to take care of myself when I was old? I'm like, this is not looking good right now. Okay. And how was I going to get out of this hole I had dug myself in? And when this was presented to me, and I saw that simply by learning how to bring people to information, that's all we do. Bring people to the information, show them the video, show them the website, show them your transformation, show them your cupboard, bring them to information, and my gosh, the amount of money that we can get paid, it's so unreal. And even if you don't have a big desire or, a big goal to make a lot of money, whatever it is that you do want and need, you set that goal. You can create that here. The thing is, it takes time, and be willing to put in the time, because most people give up right before it happens, or right before they have a breakthrough, or right before that next leader comes in. I mean, think about the people on my team that gave up, and all there's like 100 and I don't know, 80,000 people underneath me now, or something like that. Right. And some of those people would be underneath those people or a lot of those people would be underneath those people that gave up, and we get paid on all the volume that's happening underneath us, regardless if we create it or not. It doesn't matter who creates it. And so I never saw anything, Heather, that would do this. And I know you get it. And I know a lot of you on this line get it. And I'm here to say that you can learn this. You absolutely can learn this. And you have to be patient, and you have to be kind with yourself. Like, realize that, okay, what's a college degree? 4 years. Okay. How much money do you make after a 4-year college degree? Okay. What about after 8 years? How much money do you make? I mean, I make more money than doctors. I make more money than the president of the United States, so that blows my mind. And I never went to college, but I was willing to put in 8 years and not quit even then, when my business slid backwards, because business goes like this on the way up, it goes like this, little up, little down, little, it's always going, it's, you know, and sometimes it might go down, 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 down. That's business. It's
Except in this
cycles.
business, I can feel like I'm down and my business is way up. It's amazing. Like when you put in the time and the effort, I swear sometimes I'm like, what a freaking blessing. Like on Monday, this past Monday, I was like, what in the world? I am like out of my mind, feeling like I'm a loser, not doing anything right. And I'm just like, what a blessing. But it's because I've literally been consistent. And this is what everybody said could happen and was possible. And that's what I mean, I love so much, and that there is such a return on investment. And with a company that wants us to work together so much, I love that the
Yes.
community is like, we're dying to just protect the products that we love so much, you know, like, and it's brought the community together. But what an opportunity for just a lot, you know, and then this is where, like, you know, there are times where you need the ebb and flow, or it's going to be slower. And this is something that you just have to continue to show up and just help people, like genuinely help them, because the money comes when you just genuinely want to help people. I know, let me ask one more question, because we got like 5 more minutes, then we're going to jump off. We respect
honey.
of Ronda's time. Melissa, I know you had a question, so let's ask one more. And then if anybody else does, if you'll just put it in the chat real quick so we can let Rhonda wrap it up.
Yes. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Rhonda. So in my business, a lot of my customers don't normally convert over to associate. What would be your biggest nugget, I guess, to those few that do decide to become an associate, try to work the business? What is your biggest nugget that you could give me to help guide them?
Okay, so that's a great question, Melissa. The first thing, first thing is really take a time to do a Zoom call with them and really get to know deeply what's important to them. What is it they want to create? Why is it they want to create it? You know, that deeper level of why, like, why is that important to you? And why is that important to you? And why is that important to you? You know, like to really understand and do a vision call with them. If I, you know, if 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I gave you a magic wand, you could paint your perfect life. You know, what would you do if time and money wasn't, you know, an issue for you? And really you really want to get to know them. You really want to get to know what's important to them. And you'll know by asking them a lot of questions and listening. That seems to be the theme of tonight's call, but it really is where I'm at. And thank you, Stacy, for your beautiful compliment to me. That was very sweet. I really do enjoy connecting with people. And so take the time to really listen to them, ask them, you know, about some of their skill sets. You know, what do you love to do? You know, do you love to talk to strangers? No. Okay. Do you love building relationships? Yes. Ask them the things that they love to do. And then, you know, from there, you're going to show that what I would do from that is I would say, let's map out, you know, I always ask people, I mean, this is old school, but I say, print out your phone list, just print it out. You know, again, back to my ex-husband, he sold harder than anyone I ever saw in my life. Like this guy, I could not believe what this guy could do. Okay. In terms of sales, it was remarkable. But let me tell you, when I tell you, Melissa, every morning I would come downstairs. It's a crazy story. We were divorced. I ran his household. So he had a big, huge house in Beverly Hills, and he traveled a lot, and he asked me to move in and run his house. We were platonic. We were friends at this point. And I was like, okay, no problem. Because I could work from there. Yay. But anyway, I would come down every morning, Melissa, and he would have, I'm not kidding you, and it'd be stapled. And this was his phone list printed. And he'd have like 50 pages, 100 pages, whatever, of people's names and numbers constantly in front of him. So let's all print our phone list, you know, and let's make connections, and let's care about people, and let's reach out to people. And even if Isogenics doesn't come up, our inventory is our network. Stay connected with people. Ask them to take a look. Ask them if they would consider trying something and let you know how they feel. Ask them how they're doing. You know, it's all that. So get to know her dreams, her goals, get to know her strengths, her weaknesses, introduce her to like 3 or 4 leaders, and help her start by reaching out to some of her top people and saying, hey, I found something. Would you take a look at it? It might not be for you, but I'm really fired up about it.
Thank you.
And we'll work with you. Just, as you got new people that want to do the business, get on the phone with people that are successful in the business with those new people. And get her to the events.
I've done that.
Good, good job. Caring about people is why you have so many nurses on your team. Yeah, there you go. Angel, love you. Stephanie, thank you.
All right, you guys. So we are right at time, and I know that I know we can have Rhonda back. I've gained a lot from this, and I love the interaction and also just being able to deal with right here and now situations. And that, remember, our big objective is we want to be a bridge, which is why we call our group Bridge Builders. And we want to be a bridge for people to know what we have and how it's changed our life, transform our life, and know that we're here specifically on this call because it's more of a business, and there is that opportunity there. And right now is the time. There's a time we could sit around and, go, oh, this sounds good for, another time when I'm going to do whatever. But I really like to take some of the things that are said and go apply them right away. Take the energy when it comes and fill your own cup. Fill your own cup by reaching out and seeing that this is not as hard as we make it out to be. It's just us and our belief. And so I appreciate you sharing your time and your wisdom, your experience, all the things with us, Rhonda. And I know many of y'all already know that this is one of the people that I just, go ask her a question, just message on in the Facebook group, or be there, because there is help at everywhere we turn within our community. So I love that.
There
Y'all
is.
give her some love, in the chat. I love the
Thank you, guys. I want to say I'll be in Houston on Saturday doing an event at a chiropractor's office that just joined my team. And then on Tuesday, I'll be in the Highlands in North Carolina doing an event with Sue Englander up there. She's doing a really fun event. Those are all in my group. But Heather, I can shoot those links over to you guys. If you guys know people in those areas, great to invite them. We'll take really good care of them.
That's awesome. And y'all don't forget 10% off until tomorrow night at midnight. So make
Yes.
sure you send out those last minute texts. Tell everybody, even zeros, we want to send those out. Just make sure we're good customer steward, customer service on that end. And we'll make sure to put it in Nurture Life real big again before tomorrow night. So thank you guys all for being here. Y'all have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week.
Great job, you guys. See you soon.
Thanks,
Bye.
Rhonda.
Bye.
Thank you, Rhonda.